Alrighty, might as well get started proper. Hello my dears, my name is Shara and welcome to the stream. We are back at it, at the Krispy Kreme, with doing some more main story quests for A Realm Reborn, Final Fantasy XIV, and my little potato Momo. Let's see, so plan tonight is gonna do a little bit of a main story quest, and then I would like to see if I can knock out the other A Realm Reborn Hildebrand quest. Because I enjoy them, and they're fun. But alrighty. You're expected. Pray take this lift to the command room. I believe we were talking with them about the refugees from Doma. Mirweb, hello! Welcome, friends. I take it Y'shtola has apprised you of the situation? Oh, that's right. We're dealing with Leviathan. Let us waste no time, then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the serpent reavers venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are facing the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Silent support in this endeavor. But if, gods forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I'm given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so? I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Momo, Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagin movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you may be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkbreda has charge of the garrison. There may not be a better chance to learn the true nature of the Echo. I cannot well allow the opportunity to pass me by. In case I wasn't clear, time is short, Momo. Make haste to Camp Skull Valley and request the latest intelligence from Commander Falkbreda. Uppies! Actually, we're this way, aren't we? There we go. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. And we do have a level 90 necklace, but money is better right now. Scouts in distress. Falkbreda is growing ever more agitated by the minute. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapsa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Amongst other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan may emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into the sapsaw all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Whee! Let's see. Oh. Help! Someone! Of all the times to forget the restorative. Maelstrom Restorative. This fast-acting concoction temporarily imbues strength while suppressing pain, allowing wounded soldiers to make their way to safety. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I'm sure of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. So not to spoil things, but at one point, much later on, you are basically put in a position where you are fighting. Your abilities are limited to those of just a standard person, even without access to ether, and have to fight through it. And in truth, it is very humbling, and it makes you realize like what kind of shit these people are dealing with, like how different they are from a warrior of light. It's again humbling. It's also fascinating. Oh, I had forgotten that they died, and I'm sad about it. It's honestly surprising that they killed them, but given the fact that usually they just try to kidnap people and get them tempered. Because the more tempered people they are, the stronger their gods are. And by gods, I mean the primals. I thought they said there was 5. Okay, where's the hole in the ceiling? Okay, there we go. Bad news, my lady. You returned. Thank the navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? The mutilated corpse of a Maelstrom soldier. Dear gods, these wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemy or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may become of the 2 who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. How are we doing on a hand bracelet? Oh yeah, we desperately need a new bracelet. The gift of eternity. Falkbrida awaits the commencement of the operation with barely concealed rage. Thrice damned fishback bastards! I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready. We but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened their security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. Ah, but we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priests presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. In likewise, we Silence shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Momo and Y'shtola, the 2 of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions shall serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win without drawing unwarranted attention. Thancred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, to take your heels and circle round to join the infiltration unit of Y'shtola and Momo. When all has been set into motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia, as was agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle. When did we last fight side by side, Momo? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. Alrighty. That is not new dialogue, so... Oh, Spirit Bond. That is good for essentially generating materia. It speeds up how fast you Spirit Bond to things, and once you hit 100% Spirit Bond, you can then extract materia. Sahagin have been alerted to your presence. We are not dealing with this fate right now. Let's see. Oh! Second wave. Give me just 1 second. It's trying to tell me that my chat is in slow mode, which I did not consent to. Here. See, now it's saying it's not in slow mode. OBS, why are you so jank? Oh well, okay, let's go. I think I went the wrong way. Stola. Pray do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetheryte is close at hand. Let us press onward. Press on, rather. Y'shtola, you're squishy. A glancing blow is enough to lay you low.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Hello, Narocon. Thank you for popping in.
Did I miss much?
Yukity, my beloved.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
I will say, this is a nice way of sort of showcasing the fact that Thancred, despite being newly recovered from what happened with the Ascians, is still a kind of a badass and can hold his weight as a scion.
To the Aetheryte!
And you know, also a good way to show off
Forgive
Mirror
me my
Whip.
lateness.
Mirror Whip, my beloved. Headshot!
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Sir, it was that same thinking that got you in hot water to begin with.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Ah! Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile! I have mastered the gift. I am eternal!
He sounds like Zim. Like Invader Zim with a lisp.
O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Have we considered shooting all of them?
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens forfend. Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. might be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates.
Yep. Yet another primal on the loose.
Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Well, that's no good. Though the mission ended in failure, I take solace in the knowledge that Minfilia is unharmed. Had we only arrived but a moment earlier, but there is no time to brood over what might have been. Leviathan has returned, and we must needs find a way to deal with him. If we meet Leviathan on the open sea, we put ourselves at the Primal's mercy. We must think of a way to face him on equal grounds. Equal terms, rather. The gods of this realm are vengeful beings. 'Tis of little wonder the Garleans fear their kind so. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Into the heart of the whirl. Merlwyb is brooding over Leviathan's return. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure, but Limelin herself would struggle to best the Lord of the Whirl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make a meet and matchwood of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limpsa, and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. Actually, while I'm in the area, why don't I go ahead and accept this thingo? The Primal Awakening thingy. What else do I have here? Okay, we'll deal with the rest of that later. LSA! Oh my goodness, I forgot. Okay, this is I don't think we're gonna get to this tonight, but I might as well start the storyline. So this is Alphino's twin, my beloved LSA. It has been a while, adventurer. As I recall, my brother Alphino took the liberty of introducing us when first and last we met. But for the sake of propriety, Alessay Leveeur, thank you for coming. I've heard much and more of your exploits. By your hand, the Black Wolf is slain, and his ultima weapon destroyed, rather. You are possessed of great strength and courage, that much is plain. I shall have need of one such as you if I am to see my mission through to its conclusion. As you may be aware, the violence of Dalamud's fall changed not only the face of the realm, but also the base of the realm. Specifically, it played havoc with the etherical currents, creating vast confluence of ether below the surface. Among other phenomena, this led to the formation of subterranean caverns at key points of stress. One such cavern lies below Castrum Occidens and extends to only gods know where. Despite appearances, Castrum Occidens is as much a research facility as it is a fortress. Gaius van Balsars chose the site for no other reason than to probe the caverns without interference. As you went around vanquishing the returned primals, I observed a repeating wave pattern in the ether, corresponding exactly to the dates on which you were reported to have felled Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda. Upon closer examination, it became clear that these unique wave forms emanated from the deep beneath the aforementioned stronghold. Crucially, I recorded the same pattern during the recent celebrations and have since been given to understand that this phenomenon bears a disquieting similarity to one observed shortly prior to the calamity. 5 years ago, my grandfather invoked the power of the 12 that he might contain Bahamut. Alas, his efforts failed and he vanished, all together with his foe. I would know the truth of what transpired that day, of grandfather's fate, and of the metamorphosis that swept across the land. In casting light upon these mysteries, we will find a way to cure what ails this world. It is my belief that the answers I seek lie hid within the depths of the cavern. I would have you accompany me on an expedition to find them, Momo. If truth be told, I am not wont to rely upon others, and have thus far handled matters alone. Yet I am not blind to my limitations. Unescorted, I cannot hope to succeed in this endeavor. I swore that I would find a way to restore peace to Eorzea. If you desire the self-same, then aid me, as you aided my brother and the Scions. I am in your debt. You are a woman of action, and I sense that we will accomplish much together. But let us not waste any more time. As I mentioned, Castrum Occidens straddles the cavern I wish to explore. If I am to have a hope of reaching it alive, I will need you to infiltrate the stronghold first and locate a path into the depths. Once you've done so, pray report your success to Storm Private Jabroka. You may consider her my assistant here in Wineport. I have every faith that you will not fail me. 12 speed your way, Momo. You intend tackling the romance one day? I would very much appreciate your help with that, Narukon. I'm not going to tackle it tonight, but maybe some other night. If I planned on it, I will try to let you know, like, a week or so ahead of time for a Friday, and maybe we can tackle it together. I would love to have you join me for that, because I would love to do this. But I know a lot of players do not do this content anymore, and therefore queuing for it is, like, genuinely an exercise in frustration. Okay, I at least wanted to accept this so it was on my list, on my to-do list. In the meantime, although, do I want to go and at least get to the point at which I can queue for something real quick, so as to not waste time later? No, I don't think I had read this in stream yet. After the calamity devastated much of Eorzea's workforce, Mamelja mercenaries were called over from their homeland to do everything from slay ether-crazed monsters to tile roofs. However, now with the return of a much more stable workforce and adventurers, many of the Mamelja find themselves out of work and have turned to banditry to make ends meet. That doesn't seem fair to the Mamelja. I feel a little bad for them. That's why I do unsynced solo as a tank. Yeah, that's completely valid. And I think I've only ever attempted it unsynced because it is impossible to queue for. Which is genuinely a shame, because this whole storyline with Alice is, it really gives you, if you don't do it, when she shows up towards the middle end of Heavensward, you really don't get a sense of her character without doing this. And it's kind of similar with Kryl, with her stuff for Heavensward as well. Ah, right. I've been expecting you, Momo. By your coming, I take it you've successfully located the cavern entrance inside Castrum Occidens. So that's where it's to be found. Marvelous! Oh, but allow me to properly introduce myself. Gibroka is my name, and it's my honor to serve Lady Alice. Though for reasons of convenience, at present I also serve the Maelstrom. This uniform accords me certain privileges, you see. In particular, ready access to the Maelstrom's regional scouting reports. They provide a wealth of local knowledge, including information on secret passages. But enough about me. I shall notify Lady Alice of your discovery, that she may prepare for the expedition. Though I don't doubt your abilities, none can say what dangers lurk beneath Castrum Occidens. For my lady's sake, as well as your own, please spare neither preparation nor caution. Pray choose your companions well. Oh. It just wants me to start this right away, does it? I thought it would have me do accept another mission and then queue for this. Okay, we'll put a pin in that. And return to that another week, perhaps. Tonight, I want to get through MSQ to the point at which I can queue for the Leviathan. And then perhaps see how far I can get in the next Hildebrand quest. Because after having kind of a crappy week, I'm here for the silliness. You are expected in the command center, in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. Being the observant adventurer that you are, you will doubtless have noticed my dagger work back at Sapsa. You know me, Momo. I like to dabble in a bit of this and a bit of that. The Elder Sahagin claimed to have become eternal, yet he was summarily consumed by Leviathan. What might this imply? When I saw Leviathan rise from the depths, I cannot well describe what I felt. No words could prepare one for such a sight. To confront the Lord of the World in his watery domain is far from ideal, yet he is not like to come to us. Would that he lacked the means to strike us from afar. If Leviathan is allowed to unleash a tidal wave, nothing within 10 moms of the coast will be safe, let alone Limsa. I trust you see what's at stake here.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western La Noscia. Halfstone 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Halfstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Halfstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Man, I miss the days when Y'shtola skin
Admiral,
wasn't bleached.
If I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Hint, hint, he used to be Mistbeard.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
No worries. Hello, Acer. Thank you for joining. And you know, technically, given that chat is cat in French, you're not wrong.
Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafirson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsolo Minsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, Warrior of Light.
I have my people working triple shifts on the twin vessel, but it will take some time yet. Time we may not have. 7 hells, this waiting is liable to drive the lot of us mad. The Sahat... Oh, that's the same dialogue. Same dialogue. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in the days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judge it best that it be delivered at once. I'm listening. According to the Yellowjackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. It's the motherfucker who claimed to have defeated Titan, isn't it? It's the fucking idiot. One of the company of heroes. Details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. By the way, y'all, you'll have to let me know how the volume is. I can turn up the volume of the game or my own volume if necessary. I'd like you folks to be able to hear the music and whatnot. I'm disinclined to put any store in by this claim, and even should it be true, as it is as Yurstola said, none save the company of heroes has bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limp's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on the supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Momo, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for reckoning in idleness. The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lenosha. The Storm private set to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. I swear to God, I bet you anything it's the same douchebag. Okay, Temp Escape. Got it. No, I'm not allowed to be tired yet. I only just got started. Speaking of which, I have an ad coming up in 5 minutes here. Well, 4 minutes 30, but you know what I mean. Let's see, nope, we need more company seals. It is the mightiest of steeds, with the teeniest of toe beans. It is the same dude. I swear it's the same dude that lied about being in the company of heroes before. Speaking of fun mounts, Acer, I'm not sure if you saw me do the Halloween event, but we got this guy, and he is now like one of my all-time favorites. Look at him. And he flaps him little hands. He's the best. I love him so much. That was what we got from the Halloween event this year. I love him. Flap, flap, flap. Damn it, it is him, Trudged home. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grains over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you. And before that, before I mucked out the chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... Can you at least put on some pants? Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And do you hear me complaining? Bah, I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. All right, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Trashtoe ain't a generous soul. Now prick up your ears, 'cause I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you can. Ahem! The tale of Trashtoe's epic victory over the dread pirate Leviabetus. Now, Leviabetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea of how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as me members long. And that's no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of my hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. But what happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. But not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now, there's some that say you can never truly beat Leviabetus. That you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. What? It's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them, and that don't happen much. My member's tiny. It's pathetic. I don't want to know that. I didn't ask. I sure as hell didn't find the Leviabetus, but I have seen him with me own eyes. 'Twas a fair few years back. Sorry, got attack of the yawn. I was shirking me duties one day, lording around the harbor when I saw it. When you were working as a baker's hand. You can't keep a fucking job, dude. A great massive sea serpent some malms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right then and there. What? Oh God, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Dude, you're... Hey, wait! If you're asking after Leviabetus, it means you're planning to fight him, aren't you? Well then, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gold or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying horse, son! I can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. This poor dude. Momo, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon? Leviabetus? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Morby dry docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able. By the way, y'all, this ad is gonna start at any second. Just so you're aware. Oh, I never unlocked the levs here, did I? Wait. That's not levs. Oh no, that's the island you get to go to that you can decorate and do stuff on. That they added after whatchamacallit, just before Dawn Trail, I think. To complete the twin vessel in so short a time and with limited materials, the people of Naldig and Vimiles have won an admirer in me. Would that we had armed ourselves with more knowledge beforehand. Well, it cannot now be helped. I keep getting hit with yawns. I take comfort in the fact that you have faced worst odds in the past and have ever prevailed. You will do so again, of that I have no doubt. When First Master Ainzar proposed the twin vessel, I must confess that I had my doubts. Only now that the War Leader is complete do I see the elegance of the solution. It will require no small amount of helmsmanship to tow the War Leader. I dare say delivering you safely to Leviathan will be a battle in itself. In order to build the War Leader, we had to decommission 2 perfectly serviceable galleons. Suffice it to say, their captains weren't best pleased with the notion. When I offered them the chance to keep their ships and face Leviathan in our stead, they magnanimously withdrew their complaints. We must all make sacrifices for the greater good, they said. Though we cannot command the sea itself, it is the Maelstrom's charge to ensure safe passage for all who sail upon it. Come hells and high water, we will perform our duty. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. Welcome back from the ad, my dears. We're getting ready to get the party started proper. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the War Leader I call her, is complete. She surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has her size. She has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The World Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and we shall bear you to Leviathan. Lord of the World, Ainzar stands ready to send you off to your encounter with the Lord of the World. Ah, I know that look. You're ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the World Leader may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldig and Vemiles are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to the Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred and Ishtola, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would be welcome to have it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Ishtola, if you would join the third levy, and Lady Eugedy the fifth. But what words have I for the woman who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments, and add a few words of mine own. Know that we have the utmost faith in you, Momo. May the crystal bless and keep you. Now here's my question. Can I do this with NPCs? Damn it, I can't. Okay, well let's queue for that then. Do you have any new dialogue? Nope. Okay. Well, while we wait for the party to form up, which ought not take terribly long, I hope. Let's get the let's start the next Hildebrand quest. The business of betrothal. Ellie has put her skills as a reporter to good use. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating of my own since we last parted. I believe I've found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Gujurimu, a prominent member of the East Aldnar Trading Company. Her eyes and hair are a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed, and not just to anyone, mind you, to the heir of the Brugair Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at the commemorative feast, to be jointly hosted by the two families' businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Ikopichu! Well, we might as well look the part. Where is... Oh, did I never... Oh, never mind. I'll leave it at B for now. Off stream, I'll have to put together some new outfits, because I do have, you know, the summer... the new swimsuit from the summer event. This is Master Gujurimu of the East Aldnar Trading Company, and father of the bride. Let's see what he can tell us. You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I may just have a moment of... Ah, yes, that two-gill sensational rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief in his letter of challenge. If you have come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I've spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. The brass blades of the Gerbera, an elite group of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen. Or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Consulting Inspector Berardian, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I promise some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious gil. Very well. Let's see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same concern for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under our noses the last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch the thief this time around? Oops. Well, this is our man may both... Oh, yeah, we're just gonna wait to do the rest of this cutscene until after we fight Leviathan. Oh, DPS, come on! Last DPS, come on! Why does this always happen? Okay. Get out of Dodge, guys. I probably should have just stayed here. Drink deep of the sea's bitter draught. You're having a good night. It is Final Fantasy XIV night. Mine is the power to cleanse all things. You challenge me with trickery? Fools, your mortal contrivances cannot something. That dialogue went by really fast. I hope your night's going well. I hope work goes smoothly. I appreciate it. Wait, are we already almost done with Leviathan? No way. That went by so fast! Yeah! That went by so fast! Alright. Well, do we continue with... You know what, actually, let's just go back to Costa del Sol and continue, continue a little bit of Hildebrand. Shall we? Because we were halfway through a cutscene when Leviathan popped. Okay. Let's get to where we were in the cutscene before Leviathan popped. Oh, so for context, friendo, this is a very unserious questline that I'm poking at right now. The Hildebrand quests are essentially like Scooby-Doo meets Gary's Mod. A very ineffectual detective. And this is one of his rivals, an actually halfway decent detective. It's very goofy. I'm just skipping through part of this cutscene because, we already got into it before I got interrupted by the queue popping for Leviathan. Leviathan was main story quest. This is goofy nonsense. So there is a thief on the loose, and the phantom thief, and the thief's latest threat implies that he's going to be going after the bride at this wedding that is being set up in this venue. So we are here to look into it to figure out what's going on. This gal's a reporter. Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with a supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless, he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I've already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed, Vanus, would be an obvious target for our thief. So too would be his father, Morgant. Yalto Nolto and his wife Sainana, the guests of honor, will give toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Gujirimu himself. Finally, we have Luahart, the steward of Gujirimu's estate and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. We will begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. And here we go. He has shown his fucking face. Hildebrand Manderville, I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. The pleasure is all mine, conniving Inspector Briardian. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease, yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Manderville man can. Are you clapping at the performance or just because you got to see his shit wrecked? Welcome back, Acer. You're back in time to join the Numbnuts committee. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, perhaps her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. You know what that means. Fish! Me assist you? Aren't you a funny man? Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. Fish! In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try to not do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I'll be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. Well, I wish a cat so ever, a cat so cleverest. Magical Mr. Mustopheles, oh my goodness. Well, I mean, what's-her-face is a cat, so... Our little bean here. Crap, what's her name? I can't believe I forgot. It's Hildy's assistant. I'm so bad. Inspector Briardian seems to have taken a liking to you. You should be proud. As you can see by his treatment of someone we know, the man doesn't suffer fools lightly. It is not by fate's whimsy that we have been reunited here today, friend. You are destined to be by my side as I apprehend the fiend and defeat and defend the fair maiden's virtue. Hildy, you're a piece of work. Truly one of the beans of all time. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to the more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? Okay. We dealt with the entire storyline, the previous mission, and you didn't know my name for the entire time, sir? Okay. Alright, I understand. An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Now, answer me this, Momo. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Lady Dorilda, stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? The identical appearance, the perfect mannerisms, that is for me to know. I mean, the identical appearance. The obvious answer, and yet all too many, a certain self-styled gentleman comes to mind, could not recognize a clue if it hit them upside the face. Your observation is astute. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone which allows him to change appearance at will. Clearly, our man is no ordinary thief. Magics, far outside the grasp of the common folk, are at his disposal. This, in itself, gives us insight into his identity and his ways. And yet, that is not what caught my eye. No, from movements to mannerisms, to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magic trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely upon his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when our preparations of the banquet began. When preparations. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet, some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom, Momo. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? A brass blade. Precisely. Clearly, you are far less useless than the bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Strong in numbers, few of words, able to come and go as they please. A fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as much, I made the point to question the brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to the general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as a bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol. Here, actually, give me a sec. There we go. Wait. Wait, what? Okay, that dialogue was the same. So say hello to Cancer. This music tells you that this is a boss fate, which is genuinely not doable without a shit ton of people. What do you know? It's a naked man. Excellent. You are one of the less incompetent assistants I have worked with. Thank the gods! Please free me from these chains before the Stippers eat me alive! There. Now, tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol. Had a briefing of sorts. Master Gujurimu gave us each our orders. who we'd be looking after and the like. Had in mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack to the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies. Being tied up and naked around crowds would be horrifying, especially giant ones. Oh, absolutely, because you couldn't defend yourself or run away. It would be awful. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Gujirimu. Who was to be your charge? My memory's hazy, but... one was Morgant, father of the groom. The other was a Lolafellin gent from Limsa. Yalto Noto. Now, try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewinhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgant, Yalto Noto, and Lewinhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possessions of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of the gods, just make sure that that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. I'm gonna let y'all in on a spoiler. This imbecile is gonna cause problems in Briardian's absence. And if not him, then Nashu, his assistant. There you are, friend. And not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did your and Inspector Briardian's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Morgant, Yalto Noto, and the steward Lewinhart, you say. This does not surprise me. Yes, I had considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildebrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the inspector returns. Fear not, friend. The inspector shall be none the wiser. Ha-ha! If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. See, we shouldn't tell Hildy things. There was one of our suspects standing suspiciously under that canopy over there. Just you wait, fiend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. Can you not assault the guests? The lucky father of the groom-to-be, or the fiend who would sully the maiden's virtue. In a matter of moments, all shall be revealed. All I have done to raise Arabella to the beautiful young woman who has been in participation of this day. I've never been more proud to call myself her father. I am Vanus, heir to the chairman of the Bruguiere Consortium. And who exactly were you again? I'm sorry, I just realized I don't particularly care. Most of these people are just rich bitches that are really stuck up. Stand back, friend! The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The mere slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives in danger. But I have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill that you may record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Mandeville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can think of few topics that would so interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal, too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital! This is why you are my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold, as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Good morning, Master Gujirimu, and a fine morning it must be for you. For you most of all, allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. What is this nonsense? Arabella's my daughter, you... Just who in the seven hells are you, anyway? Guards! Guards! Now hold your chocobos, good Jerumo. I recognize the lad. This is Hildebrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, have you? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude. Aye, Venice? The phantom thief? Balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Maybe she's worthy of me after all. He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an effete fashion challenge youth. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. Ha ha! That's me, Venice. Ever calm in the face of danger. Truly his father's son. A worthy heir to the Rugair Consortium, and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Ha ha ha! Which reminds me, Master Vanice. Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since the day. Oh, that little trinket. 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter that the greatest treasures of the realm will be hers once we are wed. Ha ha! Mind you, this is an arranged marriage. These people have never met. It's not for love. The time-honored Mandervillian art of parley. We'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgott not spoken up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Ha ha ha! Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I set only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yalto-Notal and Neuenhart, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Y'all are all terrible people. Renting out Master Gadgeruju's private property would be almost unthinkable for most folk, but Gil talks, and neither the Brugair Consortium nor the East Aldnar Trading Company are in any sort of danger of running their coffers dry. Oh, how I am looking forward to meeting Miss Arabella. They say many a song is sung of her beauty. Epo Flame, thank you for popping by. I hope you're having a good night. We're dealing with some silliness. Mind you, there was a song or two sung of me in my day. Welcome to Scooby-Doo type nonsense in this game. Yalto-Notal and Neuenhart, one of the two wears a mask, but which? With a few words, all will be revealed. Uh-huh. I've not seen your faces round here. With the East Aldnar Trading Company, are you? Sure, Flame. Feel free. He's a Manderville man. Why, yes, good sir, very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldnar Trading Company. Ha ha ha! Oh, pleasure to meet you. Do tell, is the Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sainana here was no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. Oh, but where are my manners? Yalto-Notal the Brugair Consortium, and this is my wife, Sainana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding, and the joining together of our family businesses, Couldn't be happening at a better time. What with all manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aims at our wares. Let me see, Flame. Oh. I am going to have to play this off stream, my dear. Just because if I play it right now, I think my stuff is going to catch it on audio. But I hope it's positive and that you're having a good time, hun. Why, just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragoras. Nasty buggers, a lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of... You have heard of the Mandragoras, haven't you? But of course! I once spent a year honing in body and mind with the fist of the Ralgar. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra what's-its a day. And your food stores were occasionally raided by a ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it that they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, my lady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Lisa Ortiz wishing you a good day. Oh, that's wonderful. That's awesome. That's so rad. Well, you deserve a good day, hun. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive me, wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. And with that, I'd best go prepare my speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy! None of these three were suspicious in the least, but we must not give up hope, lest he and the many faces have the last laugh. I was so happy you started crying. Oh, I would be too. Let's be real here. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector. The sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Berardian will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briardi will be back before long. Come, Nashu, this is no time to delay. I'm actually gonna... There. We'll see whether or not that actually goes through. I love the Mandervilles remind me of Naki. That makes so much sense, actually. I can see it. I genuinely love the Manderville stuff. Like, it is so goofy. It is so weird. And it just, every time you think you've seen it all, it keeps escalating. Some of those coconuts don't look like coconuts. These crates miscontain the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinhart spoke. At a glance, they do not appear particularly suspicious, but our investigation must not be deterred. Look at this. Now there's water, now there isn't. Now there's water. Nashu, I don't understand how your sister is like... I think it's your sister that is like a little ladies' day singer in a band, in like a pop idol, and yet you are this. Amazing. crates of assorted foodstuffs, and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lewinhart spoke true. It is like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. That's exactly the vibes. Ye gods! Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst those coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all. Those are bombs, yes.
Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely.
Nashu! Far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation?
Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does that mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either?
Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now, set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. God. I say, we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon this scene, he could veritably explode in rage. Now let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise.
Confounding Inspector Briardian, explode, a fiery demise. Got it!
Are you sure about that? Uh-oh. Don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. You two were supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briardian come across these explosives, the consequences would be even more dire. Momo and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it. And take the bombs with you, maybe? Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Briardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. This stuff is so ridiculous. I do love it, though. All we have to do is lure him away from those crates. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? A burst of inspiration. Inspector Briardian would share with you his latest findings. So Hildebrand has managed thus far to not destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Indeed. But enough about Hildebrand. Momo and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah, yes. That spot just over there by the crate should suffice. There, of all places? But surely we could find someplace more scenic. I'm not here on vacation. I'm here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy indeed. Bloody hells. Don't worry, Momo. I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. I think the tide is rising. We should really move to higher ground. I love how FF14 looks like it's supposed to be all serious, and then you have silly moments like this. And like that one boss. The tank is supposed to block and repel his sword, and it looks hilarious, and Lolfa blocks and repels it. Yes! Do you mean the giant boss in Stormblood? the one that's enormous and has a sword that's like the size of a skyscraper, and then a character can parry it, and it looks hilarious. Because, yes, I love 14. I love the goofiness so much. What was the name of that sub? It's one of the primals in Stormblood. It starts with an S, doesn't it? It's like one of the gods of battle or something. Sorry. Is it just me, or is there a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm. Tsukiyomi. I don't think so. Look, give me a sec. I need to look it up now. Susanoo, I think it was. Because Tsukiyomi is at the very end of the expansion. Lakshmi is sort of in the middle, I think. And then Susanoo is like sort of towards the beginning, I think. Almost. Thank you, Google. I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. Through the questioning of a brass blade attacked by our quarry, I've identified the 3 individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yalto Noto, and Lewinhart. The 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over. Are the 2 of you listening? Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I, too, feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Susanoo is the warrior guard in Japanese culture. Yeah, folklore. And yeah, given the fact that, you know, that entire chunk of Stormblood is based on Japan specifically, well, you've got Fantasy Japan and Fantasy Mongolia for the step. So yeah. And then with Alamigo, it's such a weird mix of various cultures. Like, the characters have, I think, Scottish accents, but it's clearly based on what seems to be the Middle East. It's such a weird mix. Ah, but there is no need. Wait here, and I shall build us a fire. Ha-ha! Methinks the inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. And as fortune would have it, I just so happen to have a flintstone in my person. Or we could just move into the sun. That's a torch! That's not a fire! Japanese Scotsman. Oh, that does remind me though. Did you see that one person that, it was, I think, somebody who was half Japanese and half Scottish got a kimono made out of their family's tartan pattern, or which was like a really interesting way to blend things, and sort of talked about how she genuinely felt like she didn't really fit in either culture, and it was sort of a way of her exploring that concept. There's no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the inspector's veins, but ice. I could not fathom a series of events that would lead to such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch.
Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Whee! It's flying!
What have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Could this be another challenge from the Fiend? Wait, no, that was the wrong voice for Briarian, sorry. Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual cards, see? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Excuse me. Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. It is not the Lapis Maiden alone that shall come to harm. By the gods, these 2 cause more problems than they fix. It's absolutely true. It is more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Briarian will meet a fiery demise. Ah! Honestly, Flame, that's completely valid. We can't go through one of these stories without Manderville getting exploded. You saw through the Fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just call it reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? a ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. Let's not let Nashu write anything down anymore. Hildebrand Manderville, were you able to learn aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? Yes, she's sitting next to me. I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Vigilance! Yes, vigilance is the order of the day! What in the name of the gods? Those teeth! Those vegetables cost a fortune and they're ruined! Ruined! Agent of inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you rot in jail. Clearly, our thief has decided that my prodigious intellect presents a great threat to his themes. The greatest threat to his schemes, rather. Perhaps he's a more clever man than I thought. Thanks to our quick thinking, the bombs are no more, and the inspector is none the wiser. 'Tis a shame to see good food go to waste, though. Those coconuts look positively luscious. I would ask how he survived an explosion at point-blank range, but something tells me that's one more mystery better left unsolved.
Is that a fish? I'm getting hungry.
You can just blame Hildebrand for the food being destroyed. Well, yes, it is accurate. Had he and well, it all comes back to Nashu. So this ad is about to start again, so I'm just going to go ahead and press play on the ad, and I'll be back with you folks in 3 minutes here. Whose idea was to blend the bombs in with the produce? 'Twas Nashu's. Nashu's a very interesting creature. Let's just leave it at that. We're halfway there to forming a party. Maybe we'll actually, you know, be able to... Oh yeah. Well, while the ad's running, I might as well make an adventurer's plate. Let's see. Nashu is a very special creature. I think a cafe works good for my bean. Yeah, I suppose we might as well go with the... Let's see. Wait, can I pause that? At what point can I pause it? Okay, there's the pause. There we go. Sure. There we go. Now we have an adventurer's plate. Let's see. I should probably do this out. Let's see. I'll be done with this in a sec. Sorry, now that I'm on it, I'd like to... What looks best for my potato? I mean, sure. Nah. Sure, that's good enough. Now let's continue. Thanks for putting up with the for the ad break, my dears. What was that terrible explosion coming from? What was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not. The fiend's artless attempt at my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Gujirimu bids that your damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods! This is no thief, this is a madman! As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contain imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days, what with the mandragoras at large. Even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. The mandragoras. I've heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Eorzean dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple. Methinks you dost worry too much, Master Lumenhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of those overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers, given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Oh-ho! A formidable foe indeed! Were there only a brave soul in our midst with a want for taking on fearsome enemies, with not a shred of concern for her own well-being. Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say, yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. You are truly a godsend, adventurer. One Sundhimal of the Yellowjackets has been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without these ingredients, Master Gujirimu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you are my only hope. A gentleman would never let a lady face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. Same dialogue. And none of you have dialogue, so... Oh? Ah, yes. Limsa at any given time, but especially Limsa Liminsa on a weekend, is an experience. If you come for the Mandragoras, I fear you're half a bell too late. As were we, blast it all.
To hear the poor merchant tell it, no sooner had he opened his cargo to check on the shipment of vegetables, than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The merchant left for Aleport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you've a mind to go after the culprits, you might lend an ear to his sad tale. Ah, it is the thrill of the chase, not invigorating, friend! The ferry docked by the fisherman's bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us be swiftly on our way. Don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip, a murderous eggplant, or something like that. Think I'd jest, do you? You'd be singing a different tune if a shot of tomato juice almost took out your eye, as it did mine. My eye! By the time I'd regained my wits, they'd all already set sail with my ship and my livelihood. I'm ruined. Ruined. If I never see another bleeding onion to the day end of my days, it'll be too soon. Seeds of Rebellion. The tiny trader would ask you to save the realm from the vegetal scourge. To hear most say it, the Mandragoras are a nasty lot, a right pain in the arse to farmers and provisioners the realm over. But let me tell you, friend, that ain't the least of it. Freeing their fellow fronds from our larders and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous blackguards have a far grander scheme. Revolution. Badness, you say? Take a ferry to the islands of Umbra and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. I thought it was Hildebrand. This muscle-bound fellow with a dim expression. I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me, if it ain't the undead overlord who fancies himself a gentleman inspector. Which would make you... Aye, could it be? The adventurer who bested the thieving duelists in single combat? Yep. I mean, it wasn't single combat. It was an 8-person team. But, MBD. Well, bugger me and call me Inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist traveled with a demon bird whose crow could split the heavens? But that's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. And that's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud. And I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragoras are planting themselves a whole army of their own kind on the island of Umbra. You'd be doing the whole realm a favor if you could go there and uproot them before the harvest comes. Many a case have I solved in my day, but I've not marched wits with the sentient plant-life before. This should prove quite exhilarating. To the Isles of Umbra! Oh, I'm just gonna fly it. These guys are such goobers. Sounded like a conspiracy theorist, but... So the Mandragoras talk in, like... What's that font? Wingdings! They talk in wingdings! You feel a hostile gaze upon you. I genuinely forgot that this little side quest was part of any of this. Hmm. Time to get the food back. Hildy, what did you do? Friend, my pursuit of the Mandragoras has led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here somewhere. Commence the Mandragoras, yes. Sensing weakness in the realm following the calamity, 5 rogue vegetables, well, technically 4 and a fruit, have risen up to rid the land of the meat of all meat, including you. Cool off the Mandragoras before their verdant insurgent gains steam. Oh, hi. Cool. Can you fucking stop? I'm trying to kill you here. Aw, shoot. Nyeh, nyeh. We had the Queen, the Onion Prince, the Tomato King, the Eggplant Knight, and the Garlic Jester. Yes. It's the wrath of the fucking VeggieTales is what it is. Can you stop with the AoEs, please? It's an accelerator today. This was my fault. Yes, you are clearly the person behind these fictional vegetables. Oh, my poor darling Chuck Nico. They hurt my baby. It's okay, Nico. You can come back, honey. You know, I've never actually done this on my own before. Because I think the first time I did this, I was with Kit. That was many years ago. Aw, shit. I got a plasmort involved by accident. I think so, yeah. I mean, well, it's some of the vibes. I think it's potentially based on it. I'm sorry, Nico. Nico, by the way, is, full name Nico Garashi. Nico Garashi. Nikorogashi, rather. As in, it's a potato stew. Not even a little bit, Kit. Well, actually, that's a lie. We did beat Leviathan. So, technically, we did do some MSQ. What took you so long, friend? The Isles of Umbra are but a short sprint away. I trust you have brought along the goods we so bravely reclaimed. Listen, if you expect me to stay on task, you're not talking to the right gal. You return. I fear you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. Foodstuffs pilfered from the stores in Costa del Sol. The stolen foodstuffs! You've saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Gujurimu is quite particular about his seasonings.
Oh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before.
That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it is time we return to the case. Now there must be some clue that yet eludes us.
Core, the peppers have changed color.
What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Lewenhard described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate?
But look here, Inspector. The crate is clearly marked for Costa del Sol. How curious.
Did I say purple? I meant a purplish blue or a bluish purple. The two colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinct hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Ha! The charade is up! After the man! As I suspected all along, the goggles have proved the key to checking the case. With speed, Nashu! The fiend must be brought to justice! Or colorblind, yeah, that is true. You can run, but you cannot... Ha ha ha! If you thought that you could outsprint this Mandeville man, you were sorely mistaken. for pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea. I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, hereby placed you under arrest. He may or may not be dead. Done in by a snipper. A fitting end for a noble thief. Let us see what lies behind the mask. Where am I? Who are you? Ha! Playing the fool will avail you not. I suggest you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Group arm cross. Wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Where are your eyebrows, sir? Miss Arabella! I must find her at once! My head... It would seem that this man wears no mask. This is the true Leeuwenhart. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate in Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We were exchanging greetings, and in the next instant he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managed to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. Now that you mention it, the imposter was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him. Excuse me, sorry. There is still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our quarry, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet, he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely that he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We need simply return to Costadal's Hall and examine the hands of all present. I tend to yawn a lot in these streams because they tend to be later, and I also tend to be speaking a lot, which, if you talk a lot, you're getting less oxygen, and yawning is in part a way for you to get more oxygen. It's linked to that, so that's part of the problem. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Leeuwenhart back to the estate, that we may ensure Miss Arabella's safety. Oh? Not done with the beatdown, it seems. I have found you, my little ones. Let me guess. You seethe with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Then it would appear our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. I love them so much. They're so fucking cute. I would love plushies of all of these beans. Can we still eat veggies? I don't know. The game is afoot, inspectors. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? Oh, fuck that. I'm gonna be lazy. Do I dream? But I must, for such beauty could not be of this world. A gentleman's heart swoons. She's spoken for, even though her fiancé's a douchebag. Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once. Oh, Lewin, always the worrier. Your concern is touching, but I am a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers. Lovely though these flowers may be, they're as unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Please, call me Hildy. The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart. For as long as Hildebrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name. The gods smile upon me indeed to send such a strong and handsome gentleman my champion. As my champion. And yet... You seem pensive, milady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vanus. Why, I haven't even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift. A treasure from my treasure. Wear it always, the message said. I do not care as how beautiful it is. It might as well be a golden shackle. Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth that you have not even met? Unconscionable. Father says that this marriage must happen. That it is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true old Don. But if I may be so bold, my lady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Especially given the fact that your father is a fucking Lalafell? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as a servant rather than son. You may think Father a cold and miserly man, but to me he is the man who gave me warmth and hope when I had none. I will learn to love Vanus, if that'll make Father happy. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days. If I have to spend another hour with you, I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol and see how the inspector's investigation fares. I, as well, must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. A case of indecency. With a maiden's virtue hanging in the balance, Hildebrand would hasten back to Costa del Sol. We've not a moment to lose, my friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Manderville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. 'Tis an art that I would impart to you as well, my friend, though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove as invaluable to your adventure as it has in my investigations, or failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to custody us all. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Not you, Miss Ellie, with me. Nellie is so fucking done. Or Ellie, rather. That fellow under the table looks terribly suspicious. Sir, what are you doing? Inspector Briardian, I have seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I have canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere.
Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough of her beauty is truly a match for our own.
There is no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. Of course it happens now! But Inspector, Vanus and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. This is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the Inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert in creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over, blow something up, or the like? You know, like you always do. Inspector Briardian, I knew the day would come that you recognized my many talents. Worry not about Master Vanus. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what must needs be done. The poor sap lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying around. Perfect. Momo, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. I'm having fun with it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Leave the betrothed and his family to me, my friend. Master Vanus will not suspect for a moment that aught is amiss. I can't wait for you to see this, Acer. It is genuinely one of the best things. Of course, it figures that a full half of the people, somebody didn't accept the thing, so now we're down to half again. Has the Lapis Maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will. Greetings, friend. Oh, what's this you have for me? Sewn into competent fashion by a reasonably talented tailor using materials of a satisfactory quality, these garments have been kept in acceptable shape and more than likely command an average to fair price at market. Servant's garb? But why? Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into those clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight. But the ceremony! Father will be furious, and Lord Vanus! We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens, and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profits your father stands to gain from it. Lewin, if father heard you saying such things... I should have said them long ago. By not doing so, I have put your life in danger. But besides, we have not one but two skilled is a... a lot of work there is being worked. Two skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Very well. I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait here for me. Blasting off again! I mean, basically. Team, like, the Hildebrand and Nashu are just fucking Team Rocket. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Momo, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine that he requires all the help he can get. Now, let us return before the festivities begin. I just realized that there's going to be a third series, a third case, so to speak, of these missions after this that I'd forgotten about. You will not elude me this time, fiend. You guys don't seem to have any new dialogue. Ah, you return! Me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vanus at the ceremony. Is there aught I may do for you? An expertly tailored dress, certain to make eyes bulge and hearts stop. Breathtaking dress. Why is this Miss Arabella's dress? I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it. But worry not. I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that, I must attend to Master Vanus before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend. I assure you that Inspector Brioudian and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? Uh-huh. That's not new. Who should I... Oh. Yep. Here we fucking go. Curses! How am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling around? Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honor and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Brugger Consortium and the East Altenar Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. The Lapis Maiden? If even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vanus is the luckiest bastard in the realm. Yalto Noto, Salt Sainana, honored guests, it is a great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son Vanus, future chair of the Brugger Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Gugurimu of the East Altenar Trading Company. The couple will exchange their eternal vows here today, that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come. Damn you, Hildebrand Manderville. You had one job. She's beautiful. Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She is my bride, after all. Milady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray give your hand unto me. My sun and stars, yes! 1,000 times yes, I am yours and shall be forevermore. What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? Careful, you're gonna break the dress. Ugh, not quite what I intended, but I suppose it serves our purpose. Sky would be proud of him. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take aim at her life. You're gonna break the dress. Or tear the dress, rather. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Venice. Or shall I call you by another name? The thief of many faces. What is it? What the fuck is that expression, sir? Me, the thief? Are you mad? How did he fit into the dress? We just don't know. It appears my masterful deductions have proven beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard the tale of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men in Costa del Sol who have gazed upon her lovely visage before today. Her father, Gugurimu, and her steward, Lewinhart. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Venice, you were to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say that your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces. Or we could just use our eyes. And anyone else with half of their wits about them. How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once! Lock him up in jail and throw away the key! Arabella? Oh, thank the gods you're safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about. Excuse me. Excuse me. A glove on his right hand? Could it be? No, you don't get to do that. We're several expansions too early for that. Thank you. The man is a fool, but it would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what is yours is now mine. Law and order, dun dun dun. That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him! You came all this way for me? You love me? You really, really love me? I love this shit so much. The attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for, and now I must away. My lords, my ladies, till we meet again. I hear that the real Venice was found bound and gagged in the storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I am sorry. For what, milady? The banquet was more exciting than I could have ever hoped for. Venice and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it's for the best. I can find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildebrand, who taught me this lesson. For the love of the gods, someone find him a change of clothes. At least she's safe, it's true. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief's challenge said that he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue, yet in the end he only took her necklace. Now that you mention it, Master Gujirimu told me about the class when it first arrived. Engraved with the mark of the sun goddess, it is known as one of the most treasured pieces from the Rugair collection, known by many as Azamia's virtue. The maiden's virtue indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. The stupid is contagious. Inspector, you're not going to find anything right here. He's long gone. Or perhaps not. Oh no! The poor guy! Oh, the poor Mandragora! These sound effects are perfect. Over here, Inspector! It says, made you look. The manliest man that ever manned. The fiend plays us for fools. Give me that at once. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears that the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must ever be on guard. The fiend attempted murder once. He may very well do so again. Chuck hard beef. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Big McLarge huge. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words. When next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably, the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. Ha 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 ha. Now she was just fucking holding the Mandragora over here. It is the Onyx dude. Parlay minigame. Can't say I've ever given that a shot. Here's the ass woman. To the victor goes a priceless treasure, where the smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can Manderville Man triumph over terrors and win the day?
The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one at the same time? Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time.
Yep, Ultris and Typhon. I'm going to accept this quest so it's on my list, so I won't have to track it down later. But we're not going to keep going with this tonight because it's getting late. 8-armed and dangerous. Ellie has the latest information on the Phantom Thief Star. Actually, I think I might want to wait, because if I accept this now, I'm going to have to give the context again. I am EP. Much as I would love to keep going, I do think it's time to call it. I am kind of a tired creature. But guys, thank you so much for popping by for this nonsense tonight. I friggin' love Manderville stuff, and being able to do a little bit of the MSQ ahead of time was also really nice. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Sunday, I'll be back with the next level or so of the Scooby-Doo DLC for House Flipper 2. And then next week we'll see. But yeah, Narcon, Acer, Flame, Kit, everybody who pop and Scary Library. Thank you all for popping by tonight. I very much appreciate you. Who should we go and say, who should we say hello to tonight? GK is doing some Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. So is Aura and Aloy. Zinni is also doing the same thing. Everybody I know is doing... Oh, except for Deku, who is doing some Hyrule Warriors. Why don't we go ahead and send it over to Deku? It has been a while. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, though. Happy Friday. I hope everybody gets a chance to rest and take care of themselves this weekend. I have a lot of chores to do. But yeah, guys, thanks again for popping by. Take care, stay safe, until we talk again, have a good one. Let's go say hi to Deku.